It doesn't matter. This
All right.
is for him, not about him.
Let's start with the graph of y equals x squared.
Never mind. I was scared.
Alright, you guys know what this graph's gonna look like?
It's gonna look like this.
Parabola?
U.
Wait, no, it's just gonna be a line.
Okay,
Wait, I don't remember.
if I plug in -2 for x, what's gonna come out for the y value? -2 squared is 4, -1 squared is 1, 0 squared is 1 squared is 2 squared is -2, 4, -1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 4. Do you guys remember what this shape is called? Parabola. Okay. Do you know what the bottom of the parabola is called? The vertex. So notice a parabola is always symmetrical. That means it's the same on the left as it is the right. And that line that splits it down the middle is called the axis of symmetry because it's symmetrical on both sides of it. And the axis of symmetry on this one, basically the y-axis, right, would have the equation x equals 0. The vertex is always in the middle, so the axis of symmetry and the x-coordinate of the vertex are always the same thing. Anyway, axis, symmetry, vertex. Oh, the vertex is also a minimum point on this graph. If it was upside down like this, the vertex would be a max point. So it's either got a max or minimum. You guys know what makes it go upside down? How I could make this function upside down?
Negative.
Yeah, if you put a negative out in front, it flips upside down. Yeah, if the x squared term is positive, it's going to go up. If the x squared term is negative, it's going to go down. It doesn't matter if I do all this stuff. That will change the shape or where the graph's at actually, but it doesn't change the up and down. This makes the graph go down. You know what would happen if I did like y equals 2x squared? What would happen to that graph?
Make it go up to.
It'd be thicker.
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 I'm not sure I know what that means. Well, I think you're using the wrong attitude. Okay, -2 squared 4 times 2 is 8. -1 squared 1 times 2 is 2. 0 squared is 0 times 2 is 0. 1 squared is 1 times 2 is 2. Okay, -2, 8. -1, 2. I should have maybe kept it on the same page. You can kind of cheat when you're drawing parabolas because if you got the left side right, then you can just copy it on the right side. It's steeper, yeah, it goes up faster. So on the other graph, it looked like this. Yoink. So yeah, it goes up twice as fast actually. So the value that was 4 became an 8. So it just goes up really fast. And if you put a small number out here like times a half, it would go up half as fast. So it would just be flatter. Like that. Alright. Oh yes. You guys remember what domain means?
X values.
X values. What's the domain for these functions? What x values can you use? All. So the domain for these are all real numbers. Most functions have this domain. There are some limitations eventually that we'll talk about, like square root functions have limitations, or if there's an x in the denominator that has a limitation. But most functions, it's all real numbers. You can use any x value. You plug in anything for x here, so all good. What's range mean?
Y values.
Y values. What's the range on this function? Let's say the red one, our original one, y equals x squared. What's the range on that function? Well, basically, the lowest y value is 0, and everything up above that works. Y values go down and up. So the lowest y value is 0, the highest is unlimited, so it's everything above 0. How do we do that? Whoa, what the heck did I push?
Everything greater than
Y is greater than or equal, it can equal 0, but yeah. I've never done that before. Alright, let's jump in. Number 1 is matching. That was nice of them. Match the characteristics of the graph y equals x squared plus 2x plus 2. Okay. The domain. What is the domain? So they drew it in the picture on the right, so you just look at that picture over there. What is the domain of that, of a parabola? All real numbers. You're just listening. All real numbers can be, you can plug in any x value you want to. The y values are limited, right? Because it can go left and right forever. That's the x values. But up and down, it does not go down forever. So the range is a little more limited. The vertex, where is the vertex at? Negative 1, 1. So that would be h. Oh, we didn't say the letter for number 1, did we? All real numbers is f for number 1. A fancy R. Number 5, what's the y-intercept? Where does it cross the y-axis?
0, 2.
0, 2. Y-intercept means where it hits the y-axis. Number 7, what is the maximum point on that graph? Are you confused?
That doesn't exist.
Does not exist. There is no max. It goes up forever to infinity and beyond.
Okay.
Number 9. For each parabola, state the vertex, whether the vertex is max or minimum, the equation of the axis of symmetry, the domain, and the range. Okay. Oh, so many answers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 answers. Yikes. Okay. Oh, whoops. Okay. Alright. Let's do that. Okay. Where's the vertex? What's the location of the vertex on number 9?
Negative
It's
3, 2.
Yeah, left 3, up 2, so it's negative 3, 2. Okay, is that a maximum point or a minimum point?
Minimum.
Minimum. We'll just say min, because lazy. Okay, and then what is the equation for the axis of symmetry? The axis of symmetry is a vertical line that goes right through the middle, and the middle of the graph is at x equals negative 3, right? Going left and right, that's the middle. So that vertical line would be called x equals negative 3. Notice the axis of symmetry and the x-coordinate of the vertex are identical. That happens every time. So I guess if you get one wrong, you're going to get the other wrong, but, well, if you copy it, but, yeah, same thing. What's the domain?
All real numbers.
All real numbers. So just put D equals fancy R. What's the range? Okay, this one has a minimum. What's the lowest y can be? What's the lowest y value?
2.
2. But it can be anything above that. So it's y is greater than or equal to 2. Number 11. Okay, for each parabola, state the vertex. Okay, what's the vertex on number 11? It's right 2, down 1, right? So it's 2, negative 1. Is that vertex a max point or a min point?
Max.
A max. What is the axis of symmetry called?
Y equals 2. Oh, wait, x equals 2.
It's always x equals, yeah. X equals 2 is right in the middle of the graph. Alright, and then what's the domain? I'll remember. It's kind of a freebie on this lesson, the domain. What's the range? Okay, this graph has a maximum value. How high does the graph go up to? What's the highest point on the graph for the y-value? -1. Goes up to -1 on the y-axis. So y could be -1 or anything below that. So how do I write that?
Y is less than or equal to -1.
Gotta go fast.
You guys could have jinxed each other.
Jinx. Never too late to jinx someone.
Do you say you can't? What's the rules? You can't talk, or you go eat a Coke, or?
You can't talk till I say the name.
Yeah.
3 times in a row.
Or else you get the.
What do you
If the person
What do you do?
talks,
Shut
get
up.
to hit them.
You're not supposed to. Oh,
I don't.
I thought it was just if
Um,
someone said his name 3 times.
Is
you,
it?
You can't like talk to people to tell them to say his name. So.
I don't care.
Okay,
Stop
I
talking.
shouldn't have mentioned it, sorry. 13, complete the table. Okay. Where is the vertex going to be?
One quick question. Do you want us to just write out this entire table on our paper? Like make the entire table?
No, you just go, just kind of, just like number 11, you just put put things in the right order. Okay. You guys remember, where was the vertex? At the beginning I graphed y equals x squared. Where was the vertex at? 0, 0, right in the middle, right?
Mhm.
And what happened when I put like a 2 in front of that? Did that move the vertex?
No.
No, it just made it steeper. So how do you move the vertex? Well, one way to do it, if I put a +2 or something out here, do you know what would happen to the graph? Actually, this would be
Left two.
this will be an up 2.
Up to
If you put it directly on the x,
makes it go left to.
that would be a left 2, which we're not doing this today. There are some of these though. This would be up 2. This would be left 2. That's more like tomorrow's, I think. That one. Okay, anyway, let me back up here. Where is the vertex on number 13 going to be at?
0, 0.
0, 0. It's not shifted up or down any. Is the parabola going to open up or down?
Up.
Up. How do you guys know that?
Because it's positive.
Because it's a positive. Let's put a comma, I guess. The range, it tells us for some reason, is greater than or equal to 0. We could have figured that out because if the vertex is at 0, 0 and it's going up, the range would be everything from 0 up. Okay, compared to f of x equals x squared, is it going to be steeper or flatter?
Steeper.
Steeper. The 5 makes it go up fast, so it's going to be a steep graph. Okay. On 15, what is the negative in front of the graph going to do to it? Makes it go down. What is the 0.4 in front of the x squared going to do? Make it go up or down, I guess in this case, slower so that it flattens it out. What does the -2 on the graph do to it? Makes everything go down 2. So if everything goes down 2, where's the vertex going to be at? 0, -2. Basically, that's down 2. It opens down to. So the vertex is at 0, -2. and the parabola is going down, what would the range be? Well, the highest y value would be at the vertex, -2, and everything below that would be covered on the y's. So the range would equal y is less than or equal to -2. -2 would be the highest value. So everything below -2. And we kind of already said this, but was this going to be a steep or a flatter graph? Flatter, because multiplying by 0.4, 0.4 is less than 1. It actually makes your number smaller when you multiply by a small number like that. If you multiply by something larger than 1, it makes them bigger, so it's steeper. But if you multiply by something less than 1, it makes it flat. It's like dividing, kind of.
Like me.
Not
Yeah,
analyze
I know
that.
another person like that.
I wonder who.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, what does the -1/4 do on number 17? Does the graph go down 1/4? So the vertex will be down 1/4. Is that graph going to be opening up or down? Up. What's the range? I don't know why they fill one in on each of these. Oh, no, they didn't. 17 didn't fill anything in. Okay, the lowest point, if it's opening up, starting from 0, -1/4, so it's like right there, but it's opening up, the y values can go from -1/4 up. So the range is greater than or equal to -1/4. Is it steeper or flatter than normal? It's the same as normal because the number in front of the x squared is nothing. It's a 1 basically, so it's not going to change from the normal y = x squared. Is this making sense? Clear as mud?
Yes, but no.
Okay, thank you for your feedback. Never talk again. Which of the parabolas described by the equations in the table above would be the steepest? What's the steepest parabola on 13 through 18?
15.
15 is
16.
15 might be the flattest actually.
16 is the steepest one.
Oh wait, I forgot bigger is steeper. It's not really smaller.
Nobody knows? What would the steepest graph be?
13.
13. How did he know it was 13?
Oh,
5 is the biggest
okay.
number.
5 is the biggest number. We'll go 5 times faster than normal. So, they just wrote what f of x equals 5x squared for the first answer. And then, what was the second question? What would be the flattest?
15.
Yeah. 0.4 is like 4/10, so it's smaller than 1/2, like number 14. And 3/2 is like 1.5. So yeah, number 15 is the smallest. F of x equals -0.4 x squared minus 2. Hopefully you know what number 20 is. We've mentioned it a few times. 21, find at least 5 ordered pairs for each function, then graph the function. Okay, so in other words, we need graph paper.
Oh, new problem.
Oh man. I'm going to do a half a sheet.
What are we going
How many people we got?
22.
2, 4, 6,
Oh.
8, 10, 12, 11.
to? stuff?
You guys know what they mean by make a table for 21?
It's that little thing on the side of the cross.
Yeah, cross with X and Y.
Hey Nick, what do you get for 6?
We might
Sorry,
want
one
to
sec.
staple this
6,
after we finish.
that does not exist.
So we can use some of these images more than once?
6 doesn't exist, does it? Because it's asking for the x-intercept, but
Yeah,
it's
can I
not.
do
Yeah.
the same thing for numbers 4 and 6?
Yeah, that can be repeat letters.
Okay. Good. That's it.
There is no x-intercept because it doesn't go down and touch it. Just leave it away.
No, thank you.
Alright.
Yeah.
So on 21, I guess let's just use maybe -2 to 2 or something. Where did I put the marker? Okay, what's it say? X squared minus.
Your marker's like
X squared minus 2x minus
X squared minus 2x minus 1. I'm just gonna use, you want to use x values that'll fit on your graph, so let's use the ones in the middle. If I plug in -2, squared is 4, -2 times -2 is positive 4, 4 plus 4 minus 1 is 7. So our graph is gonna need to go up to at least 7. If I plug in -1, that'd be 1 plus 2 minus 1 is 2. If I plug in 0, I get 0 minus 0 minus 1. It'd be minus 1. If I plug in 1, I get 1 minus 2 minus 1. Negative. If I plug in 2, I get 4 minus 4 minus 1. You guys know where the middle of the graph's going to be?
0, -1.
Well, see right here, they're both -1 right there, so that means that's the middle. Anyway, graph those points, -2, 7. -1, 2. I think tomorrow we're going to be talking about how to find the vertex. It'll help with the graphing. So even though those are 5 points, I can go ahead and help myself by mirroring those other points. And that's that.